Thank you, Kathy. If we all haven't sent Kathy some love today, send her some love. We love Kathy.
Thank
you. I will share with each of you that in every MLM, in every comp plan, there is always one rank that's very important and that you want to get people to. And in LifeWave, in this comp plan, that rank is manager. And the person who develops the most managers wins. So your goal is to keep developing managers, developing managers, developing managers. And just like my goal in the business is 3 people a day and follow up, and now I add in what Peter and Marcy do, which I think that is great, is 3 people a day, follow up and invite one person.
Okay, hang on everybody while I mute all and then unmute Onyx, or Onyx, unmute yourself.
So remember, when you are building your network marketing business, I used to say this only about network marketing, but I now believe it's about life. You gotta wanna. And so I don't care if I got lucky and I signed Kathy Rodriguez. She's gotta wanna build this business. I don't care how big she is. I don't care how much knowledge she has. I don't care what she brings to the table. In the end, I'm not going to enable Kathy, and I'm not going to drag Kathy up the hill. But I will race Kathy up that hill. I will go at her pace. I was talking yesterday to Wendy, one of the new diamonds that I put into my business, and we were talking about pace. And one of the things I said to her is that you need to swim at their place, at their pace. Now she's Pisces, so it immediately went up, oh, she's trying to swim out the ocean faster than Dory, you know? And I'm like, you got to slow down. Not everybody wants to swim. He says he wants to get on the call Thursday. I know you want to give him the information today, but that's not what he wants. What you want to do is listen to people and meet them where they're at. Now, what I find in this business is people's pace changes. So some people will start, as you guys have seen, and they'll say, oh, I just want to use the product. There's no way I'm going to build a business. It's never going to happen. Terrific. Enjoy the product. Would you like to be a customer or distributor? I love both. And you meet them where they're at. And then they call up and they say, oh my gosh, my chiropractor wants it. My this wants it. My that wants it. I think I need to upgrade. Okay, let's upgrade you. So I'm constantly meeting people where they're at. I never enable, and I'm helping people get to where they want to be. My goal personally, 3 people a day, follow up, 1 guest a day onto the Zoom. And I want to have more managers in my business than anybody else, because in that we will have a safe, secure business. So Kathy, I will shut up, and hopefully you got all your IT ready and you could take the floor. Thank you for all that you do for each and every one of us. We are so blessed. This has been the most beautiful 11 months, global reset, you know, light workers, the ability to be together, just all of it. It's been such a blessing, and I can't thank you enough, Kathy, for calling me.
Awesome. You are welcome. All right, so I'm going to share my screen on my iPad here, and I'm going to stop the video so it doesn't look weird. By
the way, that's a really nice logo.
Oh, thank you. Okay, so now that we're there, we're going to go back to here. There we go. Yay, it worked. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of draw out here, and then I'm also going to log in and show you guys how to actually place your people to find these particular spots. Okay, so I'm going to do this kind of like when I enrolled Onyx. So what happened was Onyx called and said, hey, send me your link. And I'm like, crap, Onyx, I don't have a link. I haven't joined yet. And she said, well, you better join, because I'm going to build this. We're going to build this together. So that night, it was late on a Sunday night, I actually got my organization. So when I did and I logged in, basically it was looking like it is right here. So then the next morning, Onyx got my link, and I put her right here. Here. And then, so this became Onyx. Okay, so this was Onyx. So she's at the top of my one leg. So then I actually put somebody right here who didn't build, okay? And then, why that didn't show up on the screen. There we go. And then that's weird that that's not showing. There we go. And then as these people build, and of course, Onyx took off like a racehorse. So we have people here, here. And as Onyx is building, she's actually building down both sides of her legs. I'm actually placing people here. So I do have my personally enrolled in this outside leg. Okay, this is me at the top. It's our responsibility to build both of our outside legs. So you can see as this starts to go, these are Onyx's 2 legs, people start building. And then somewhere in here, Peter comes in and it just goes freaking crazy, right? And that's gonna happen. You don't know anywhere, but you can see how this works. So when you're building, so this is me at the top, you start building your 2 outside legs. And that's all you're gonna keep doing, 2 outside legs, 2 outside legs. So when you place your people, you wanna put them on the outside left or the outside right. And as you do this and people start to build, you're gonna see things like this happen. You may or may not see people come in from the top, placed under you. I'm on somebody's weak leg, which very quickly became their power leg. So I don't see overflow, and I'm fine with that. So don't come in thinking, oh my God, I'm gonna get all of these people from my upline, because that may not happen. It didn't happen for me, and it may not happen for you, but I'm proof that this can still be built whether or not you have anybody there. So does everybody see kind of how that's going? If anybody has a question, please answer it before we switch screens. But do you see how that builds out like that?
So the most important part of this conversation, you all, is if you want to build this business easy, you build 2 legs, your outside left and your outside right. Never give away your personals. Never put your personal on an inside leg. So Kathy put me on her outside right, and then anybody else she's putting on her outside left. Only building 2 teams, a left team and a right team. You all have the right to build your business any way you want, but I'm encouraging you, and Kathy is encouraging you, to build this business easy, which means everybody, including your mother, your sister, your brother, everybody goes to your outside left or your outside right. Great question that just came in from Rose. In the back office, it says strong outside leg. If I were you, I would disregard that. If I had written that back office, it would not say that. It would say weak leg. It's not written correct as far as I'm concerned. But when Kathy and I set up the back offices, we always set up build outside left, build outside right. And you're responsible for your business from you down. I'm responsible for my left team and my right team. I'm not, Kathy, you got to build my whole right leg. No, that's not how it goes. I'm responsible for me. If I get help, that's great. If you get help from your upline, well, that's great. But you want to be responsible from you down. Everybody goes into your outside left or outside right. And when you're loading people in the computer, I would always select strong outside right, strong outside left, and you can always change that. Okay, Rose? Sorry, Kathy, I'll be quiet again.
No, you're fine. I'm just actually pulling up the back office. I'm going to go into a non-builder's back office. So we're not giving out anybody's private information. Okay, so here we are. Let me share this with you guys again. Takes just a second on the iPad. So there we go. Okay, so I'm logged into the back office here. So I'm going to show you how you're going to first set it up so you can actually know that by default, your people, let's say they just came to your website, and I've had this happen, you know, probably at least 4 or 5 times over the last 11 months that we've been doing this. I woke up in the morning and it said, I've enrolled somebody. And it's people that are out there searching on the internet that come across your website, or maybe somebody else told them about it and they start searching for it because they never got adequate information. Anyways, so what you want to do is make sure that that's actually set on the right spot for you. So this here, if you go clear to the bottom of under your name, it says change settings, and then go clear to the bottom, you can see here's your options: build left, build right, build strong, or strong leg outside. Now, if that said weak leg outside, I'd leave it defaulted there because, but it doesn't. It says strong leg. So like Onyx said, just completely disregard that and put it set to what is normally your weak leg. And instead of calling it weak leg, I like to say pay leg, because that's the leg that actually goes out against your strong leg that helps you cycle. So remember, our cycling is 330 on your weak leg, pay leg, and 660 on your strong leg. So once that happens, it creates a cycle of $50, which is very lucrative in this industry. Normally it's about that, or $300 and $600 for $35. So we're actually getting paid really well on our cycling. So you're gonna wanna put it on whatever is the default leg that is your pay leg. So you pick left or right, and that's gonna be different for everybody. So it's not just one, whichever one is weaker.
Correct. And so what I do, you all, is if it's the leg I do not share with the person who put me in the business. So if you share the right leg with the person who sponsored you, then I would select outside left. If you share the left leg, then I would select outside right. Now, it's not set in stone, you all. You can always go back and change it. But part of the reason Kathy and I recommend this is sometimes you guys say, oh, wait a minute, I want to have this person over here, or I want to have this person over here. And we got 5 days to move people legally. And if they have people underneath them because you're in a shared leg and somebody gets put underneath them, it's very difficult to get them moved. If they're on your interior leg, or the leg that you build with yourself and whoever you put in the business, it makes it easier because you're in control of that leg. So that's what I recommend you all do when you're building the business. Go ahead, Kathy, sweetie, I'm sorry.
Okay, so this person came in or got put in and never built. So this obviously has an organization that's built under him. But when you go to, at the very top here, you're gonna click organization, you're gonna click binary tree viewer, okay? That's the way, if you're gonna log in and you're going to place this person, that's where you're gonna wanna do that. So obviously, if this person decided they wanted to plug in and make money, they're gonna put this person at the top right here, where the plus is. That's the top, technically that's the bottom right, okay? And you can see here, you have up one level, back to top, bottom left, bottom right. So let's say this person's the first, you've got to put 2 active people to rank advanced to manager of silver and above on your left, and 2 silvers or above on your right. And since we're want to get you guys to manager. So that's your first goal in the business. You need to make sure that you're a gold, because you can't rank advanced to manager unless you are a gold promoter. And then 2 silvers or above on your left, 2 silvers or above on your right. I did a training on Saturday and I did explain to them that identify your managers pretty quickly on, because you're going to want to help them get to gold. Even if they came in as a bronze or a silver, they're going to have to upgrade to gold to be your next manager. So if you,
and remember, that's personally sponsored. So
right.
2 silvers below you on the left does not count. You have to personally sponsor 2 silver and aboves on your left, and personally sponsor 2 silver and aboves on your right. Go ahead,
right. As you see this person's never enrolled anybody. Okay, so as you see this, there's a director there, there's a manager there, and if I went down through the line, there's quite a few people at director or manager in that organization, right? So, but they're not that position's directors or managers. They have to be personally sponsored for you to rank advance in this comp plan. So what they're going to do, let's just say they're not, they get somebody that, okay, they're interested. So they call me and say, where do I put this person? I said, well, you know, how committed are you to building this business? And what do you think the level of building or enthusiasm is this person going to have? And so we talk about that. But if they're still like, well, I'm working full time in the pandemic, I'm working in a grocery store, I'm really not going to have the time to work with this person. So I would actually tell him, I think you should put it at the bottom left. Even though that's not, he's got a huge team there, it's only fair to that person to put them within the strong organization if their sponsor isn't committed to helping them succeed. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense to everybody. Because if he stuck them over here and he decides not to go to work, I'm not placing people over there. Onyx isn't going to be placed, Onyx's crossline, but do you see, nobody in my upline is going to be placing people over there, and they might kind of get hung out to dry. So really think about your level of commitment to the people that you're bringing on. And if you know they're going to need a lot of help and you're going to be reaching up, you might want to make sure that you put them on the leg that's shared with your upline. Okay.
Now, I always tell everyone that the first person you put in the business, you want to put in the leg you share with your upline, unless you think you have a real player that's ready to activate. But I always say the first person in the shared leg, the next two people on your pay leg or the leg you build with yourself and whoever you put in the business, and the fourth one comes back to the shared leg.
Exactly.
So again, it's all personal choice. You cannot make a mistake. The truth is, nobody knows who's going to build. You think, I signed Kathy Rodriguez, I got the biggest player, oh my God, I'm so excited, and Kathy decides to do nothing. It happens all the time. Or I've signed somebody that isn't going to do something and they go crazy. You just don't know. So don't stress yourself out.
Exactly. So this first person, they're going to put in the bottom left. So the easiest way to do that, rather than you just click the button that says bottom left, it's going to take the person that's on the bottom left. It's going to put it at the top. And then remember, this was bottom left. So you're going to enroll to the left side of that person. And when you click that, then the enrollment screen pops up. You're going to choose the country. And you're just going to hit submit and start again.
So this is exactly the way that I enroll as well. It may be a long way around, but it ensures that when Kathy and I are placing our people, we're placing them in the exact spot that we want to put them in. Yeah. So to recap, Kathy went to organization, one from the bottom, binary tree view. She clicked that. She's deciding, does she want to put them in the outside right or outside left? She clicks the button, bottom left, bottom right, and then a little plus sign comes up. She clicks that plus sign, and then your join screen is there.
Yeah. Yeah. So then remember to create managers, silver or above. Okay. And then after that, you're going to want to identify, you've just brought 4 people into the business. You're going to want to identify who is going to be your manager after that. So that's, you know, when you come back to this, and I reshare this screen with you. So you've come back to this, and obviously Onyx was my first manager. I think she did it in an hour. And then over here, I ended up being, it's about down here, this first person was my manager. Okay, so it kind of makes sense that those managers are going to be your next directors. So what you want to do is plug into those managers, your first 2 people that became manager, and you're going to want to make sure that you are coaching them and helping them identify their first 4, or they have their first 4, who in that group of 4 is going to be their first managers. By getting those people to manager under those first 2 managers, they then become a director. Onyx, I got to put my dogs up real quick so you can.
No problem. No problem. So this is a business of doing the same thing consistently and persistently is how you grow the business. And so I'm always meeting people where they're at. I'm traveling at their speed, not my speed. I'm a racehorse. I can go fast, but not everybody wants to go as fast as Onyx. And I want everybody to succeed. And so your success is based on your desire, not mine. I'm there to stand behind you and to blow air into your wings so that you can fly. That's what I did with Peter. That's what I did with Marcy. That's what I've done with each and every one of you. I'm interacting with each of you at your speed, at your desire. Now, we all are learning different things as we're walking through this business together. And that's the beautiful thing about network marketing. It's learning how to interact with each other. It's learning how to connect with other people. It's learning how to present and offer in a way that other people can hear. The other day, I was talking on the phone to somebody that I've been working on for a little while to bring into the business. And she got on the phone with me, and I was on speaker with my daughter, Sierra, was standing right next to me. And, you know, I'm talking and listening and talking and listening and interacting. And she said, I'm in. And I shut up. My daughter just looked at me. She's like, what? I said, there's nothing more to say. She's just made a decision now that she's ready to join the business. I don't need to answer any more questions. I'm listening to what she desires. Just as I told you that story earlier about somebody else who told one of my personal diamonds, I want to get on the phone on Thursday. And she didn't want to wait till Thursday. She wanted to send the data now. You're always meeting people where they're at, because in network marketing, you gotta wanna. So you're waiting for them to wanna. Now, coaching people and interacting with people, as Kathy was just talking about, involves many things. For me, it's the best part about this business for me is the connection. It's the friendship. It's sharing the different information, whether it's spiritual information or emotional information or stem cell information or state of the art frequency information or light information or a beautiful quote that I saw. I'm always interacting with people in a friendly way because I like people. I really honestly like people. And so this is just a community and environment where we can interact with each other. We can have better health, we can have better wealth, and we can have an incredible group of people to be together. So your first goal in the business is your continuous goal, just like 3 people a day, follow up, and 1 guest to the Zoom calls. Same thing. I want to have more managers in my business than any other rank, because in that, I know I create a nice, secure business. So your first goal in the business is to get yourself to manager. And exactly as Kathy said, then you're going to identify the people in your business that want to build to manager and help them get to manager. And you might be, as your business matures, my business is now 11 months old. It's mature. I'm working 12 and 13 generations into my business. It doesn't matter to me. Everybody who's in my business, everybody has a right to succeed. I want you all to get to where you want to get to in this business. But in network marketing, you got to want it. So the way that I know that you want it is because you're showing up on these Zoom calls, because you're calling, because you're interacting, because you're asking questions, you're participating. So outside left, outside right, Kathy showed you about how to physically showed you all how to actually data enter them. It's exactly the way that I'm doing it. I know it's the long way around, but it ensures that everybody I'm placing at the bottom of my left or the bottom of my right leg, depending on which leg that I'm currently working on. Kathy, are you back, sweetie? I didn't mean to keep talking if you're there.
Yeah, I'm back. I do have a lot of background noise. Apparently my neighbors decided to power wash his house, so I apologize for that. So I hope that helps simplify it a little bit. I know I've had a lot of questions over this over the last 2 weeks. The best thing you can do for your business is to get yourself to manager. One of the things why manager is important is if you're not a manager, you're limited to 2 cycles. If you make manager, then you're limited to 1,500 in cycling. So it's a big difference in your check. As with any other business, it is so important that you learn how to run through the ranks to make yourself the most amount of success that you have. So somebody said, Kathy, shared leg is the leg my sponsor placed me on. Build is the other leg. Is this correct? Yes. Now, that being said, your shared leg may not always be your powerful leg. You may end up putting somebody in that just tears up this business and it becomes your power leg. So the power leg is just simply the leg that's actually producing the most amount of volume for that particular cycle in week. And that can change back and forth for you guys. It may not always stay one leg.
It won't, you all. My business in the 11 months has flipped twice. I'm now back to working on the other side. They never balance out. You're always just working the business each and every day, knowing that I'm responsible from my business, from me down. Each one of you is also responsible. So there was another question here by Jeanette, I think. Do you contact each person under at least once? So for me, when I'm building my business, if somebody has said no to me, that's not a no, never. That's a no, not right now. And my job is to recognize 2 things. 1, I may not have tuned into the radio station of what's in it for them, i.e., I was talking to them about something that wasn't getting them excited, and or time and circumstances changes everything for everyone. So before, when I was building my business and interacting with people, I was leading directly with stem cells. I was leading directly with photobiomodulation. I'm leading directly with residual income. I'm leading directly with the fact that I've got a community of like-minded people. I'm leading with those sorts of things. Well, after the global reset, you all, one of the things I talk about now is, hey, we were considered an essential business and we stayed open. If we by chance go into another lockdown, would you like to have a way to control your income? So this is a new thing that I wasn't certainly talking about before the global reset went about. The other thing that I would say to you, Wendy has asked me a lot of really good questions in how to build her business. And Wendy has built a network marketing business in the past. And, but what I find is that she talks too much, and that's not a disrespect to her. It's us girls, I'm the same. And so what we've done is a lot of cutting down the text messages when she's interacting with a new prospect or a new contact. And so it's been a learning curve for her, which has been really great for me because she's been a wonderful student and she listens and she's coachable and she's teachable, which not everybody is, because I'm not here to make you want to do something. You got to want it. So one of the things that I would encourage all of you to do when I'm sending an introductory message to somebody, generally speaking, first of all, I don't have an elevator pitch. Everybody always asks me that. I don't, because every time I'm interacting with somebody, it's directly to who they are, as opposed to here's the general pitch. But if I'm interacting with somebody, and it's the first time I'm contacting them, I'm not telling them the name of LifeWave. I'm not telling them the name of X39. Sometimes I might talk about the size of the stem cell market. Sometimes I might talk about photobiomodulation. And I don't give them a lot of data. I give them a little bit and I say, let me know if you're interested. Now, I don't believe in running people over. I did in the beginning. You guys know I made every mistake in the book and I'm very excited and I talk too much. I'm a girl. I love to say a lot. Just ask Chris. But I've learned that in order to tune into somebody else's radio station for the business, you have to be able to listen to that which they're saying. And so I learned that if I say less, even if it's by text message, it's easier for them to hear. And so one of the things that I do is I ask, let me know if you're interested. Now that's tough because it means that you have to be okay with them not responding back in a text message, I'm interested. And you've got to be okay with it. Now that doesn't mean no, never. That means no, not right now. In other words, what I took a chance on presenting as the possible radio station for them didn't hit them at this current point. So what I'm constantly doing is shifting. Now, let's say they come back and they say, yes, I'm interested. The next thing I do is I send them a little note and say, great, do you want to get on the phone and talk about it? And then I'll send you some information, or would you like me to send you some information first and then we get on the phone and talk about it? And I let them respond. Some of you, you want to get on the phone, you want to talk right now, you want to tell them everything there is to know. That's not the way it is. You're meeting them where they're at. You're not doing what you want. You're doing what they want so that they can hear what you have to say, because no matter what, you can find a way that this LifeWave product and opportunity will fill their need, no matter what it is, because I know that each and every one of us has what they want. They just don't know they want it sometimes because they never thought photobiomodulation was possible. They never thought they could activate their own stem cells in an affordable way. They never thought they were good enough to earn residual income. They never thought they could find a group of light workers to be together. They never thought they could have a business that stays open during a global reset. So you're blowing their mind many times. And so you're taking it slowly, swimming at their speed, not at yours. Because most of you on this call who have said, yes, you figured out all of the things that I just said. You know that all of that is now possible. But the person you're talking to may not know. So shorten your text messages. What words can I get rid of? Don't tell them everything. Your goal is to magnetize them to get them asking you. Does that make sense, you all? I've talked a lot again.
Totally, Onyx. I'd like to just add too that people learn in different ways, and it's really helpful to ask if they prefer a video or if they prefer science or they want something to read and so on.
You keep
Absolutely.
talking on it.
It's so true in terms of how they learn. It's also true in terms of how they communicate. Some people like to interact on Facebook Messenger. Some people like to text message. Some people like to call. You know, it's like what Wendy said, the gentleman wanted to connect with her about it, but wanted to wait till Thursday. So you have to be willing to let them be who they are and interact with them in the way. And exactly what Alex just said. Also, would you like a video? You know, would you like to read a PDF? You know, do you want me to send you a website? What works best for you? And you make it okay for them. Was there another question, you all?
No.
Keep talking, Onyx.
Onyx, Onyx, I just, I have a really easily,
Hi, sweetie.
Hi, baby. I can talk to people. I can text, I can write you a letter. I can get on a live show with you, but I have this freaking aversion to picking that phone up and saying, hey, what do you think? I don't know what it is inside of me. I am an intuitive reader. I remove blocks from people's life, and I have tried to go there, but there's this fear for me surrounding picking up the phone, and I'm just not sure what to do.
Great question. Okay, so aloha, sweetheart. The first thing I would say is this block is coming from you. And so I remember when I started to buy investment real estate, y'all, I was so bad, okay? And I would pick up the phone and I would call them and I would say something wrong. I'd be like, something's burning on the stove, click, you know? And I had to get past the fear of what do they think of me? And the reality is I'm not attached to whether you say yes or you say no. I'm not attached to whether you choose to activate your own stem cells or you want to continue to allow your body to degrade. I'm not attached to whether or not you want residual income or not. I've got what you want. If you're not smart enough to take it from me, it's not my problem. What I am attached to is I'm responsible for input. I'm not responsible for output. So in order to get more people to hear what I have to say, I got to work on me. I got to work on how I'm interacting. I got to work on how I'm speaking. I've got to work on my willingness to let them swim slow like a guppy. And I may want them to go fast, really, really fast. And they want to go slow like a guppy. And I'm going to let them go slow like a guppy because guppies in this world, they might want to activate their stem cells too. So I've got to let them move at their speed. Does that make sense? And so the fact that you're aware of the aversion to pick up the phone is beautiful. And it's kind of like, putting on a new pair of shoes. That's why I say to everyone, my goal in the business is 3 people a day and following up. Because if you pick up the phone 3 times a day and follow up for a full 7 days, you've done 21 phone calls. By the end of week 2, you've done 42 phone calls. Sheila, if you still have an aversion to picking up the phone by the end of week 2, I don't think you will. I think you'll be so darn happy to get on the phone. I think you'll love to pick up the phone. I think you'll love to interact with people by the telephone. That's why I say you do this business a little at a time, each and every day. You build it in the nooks and crannies of your life. You keep living your life. We all have to overcome. All of us have stuff that we have to overcome. And I'm constantly working on me. I know speed of the leader, speed of the team. Just like Kathy, speed of the leader, speed of the team. So I have to be the tiniest little lighthouse that I can be. And that means I'm always working on upgrading my skills, upgrading my knowledge, upgrading my learning, etc. Everybody has something great to offer. And I've just got to get good at hearing what it is they need, because we all want, and need something. And 98% of the time, you all, it's connection.
Hey, you guys, I just
So you got
the
this,
screen real quick. Sheila, this is a training that I do with my realtors, because it's really the same exact philosophy of picking up the phone. Now, realtors have to pick up the phone to either call a list that they get from the title company, or a list that they get from the MLS, maybe on, sales that listings that did expired listings, right? So, and it's the same exact fear. So what I teach is, you're not fearful of picking up the phone. You're fearful of the rejection. You're afraid of that actual rejection, and you have to realize they're not rejecting you. Remove that personal feeling out of there. They're rejecting the opportunity to take another chance to sell their house. They're rejecting the opportunity to feel better, have better health, get some anti-aging. They're not rejecting you. So when you eliminate that personal rejection, that it's not you, they're not telling you no, they're telling the business or the product no. And when you take away all of that personal rejection, you'll find you're just going to pick up that phone all the time. It's the fact that you're internalizing that as a rejection towards yourself. And none of us as a human person likes rejection. So you need to learn to accept the rejection as they're actually rejecting what you're offering. They're not rejecting you. Validate your feelings as, if you feel bad because of that rejection, acknowledge that feeling, and then try to retrain your thought process that they didn't reject me. Look for the lessons in what they said. Maybe you could have talked to them differently. And I could give you a great example. I can kill it on expired listings, but I'm not going to go there because you're not realtors. So if you'll learn how to overcome those objections that they're coming onto for here. Keep it simple. So completely simple. Do not overwhelm them on that first call. If you're picking up the phone, I loved what Peter said. He said, I asked him one question. What do you know about stem cells? That's an open-ended question that they can't answer with yes or no, and it's going to give you a better response. Okay, when you ask them, are you open to hearing about my business? No. Did you see how that was shut down right now? Shut down, done, you're done. But if you say, hey, what do you know about stem cells? They have to actually think, process the question, and give you a actually worded answer. Well, I think they're really expensive. They're an injection. What else is there to know? Do you see how it changes the format of that call? So know your worth.
Correct. And when I'm attracting somebody into my business, I'm making them ask me. I'm not telling them what I have. You guys think about what I said about the text message. I'm not saying it's LifeWave. I'm not saying it's X39. I'm not giving them enough information to figure it out without asking me a question. When they ask me a question, I answer only the question they ask, and then I turn the conversation back to them. So they might say, what color shirt were you wearing? I don't say, I was wearing a blue button-down shirt with a collar. I say blue. The question was, what color shirt were you wearing? So you've got to practice your listening skills. Meeting people where they're at means answering the questions they ask, and only those questions. But people are funny. You turn the conversation back to their son who's playing soccer, back to their lives. After a few minutes, they're probably going to turn the conversation and ask you something else about the business. And I'm never trying to sell them. They're selling themselves. Yes. I'm just positioning the business in such a way that they can say yes. Now, one of the things I'll remind you guys, like I say in network marketing, you got to want it. Network marketing is a contact sport, you guys. It's a contact sport. So Sheila, every time you're ready to pick up the phone, you say to yourself, Onyx says network marketing is a contact sport. I'm ready to contact. And you go contact. It's fine.
I thought I was running a marathon, girl. I thought I was running a marathon.
You are. But
every
day in running that marathon, you're going to make contact. And some days are going to be successful and some days aren't going to be successful. Who cares? Your goal was the contact. It wasn't a yes in my business. Somebody put up there, you can read the book, Go for No. Great book, great people. I absolutely recommend anybody that is worried about the no. Think about me. I said no. I'm 54 years old now. I said no to Coca-Cola when I was like 20 years old. I haven't drank Coca-Cola since I was 20 years old. I don't think Coca-Cola is walking around going, Onyx Cole isn't drinking Coke. We're really mortally wounded. I'm upset. Onyx Cole said no to me. I said no to Coca-Cola. So what? It doesn't change anything. So I've introduced this product to Scott, and he said no. Okay, fine. I got to a no. That's terrific. It's just no, not right now. Time and circumstance changes everything for everyone. I signed up somebody in my business 2 days ago that I've been working on for 6 months. He's a network marketer, a wonderful man from Puerto Rico. He has just lost his mojo. And he's like, Onyx, I just can't figure it out. And I said, Edgar, you get back on the bike and you do it again. But in the time that you've been sitting around trying to figure it out, I went out and built a huge business. You could have been right there in that leg. Let's get you in now. And he said, okay. So I let Edgar flop around on that pavement like a flopping fish for 6 months, waiting for him to figure out, does he want to swim or not? I can't make Edgar swim. Edgar's got to want to swim.
One of the mistakes people make in the business, it's notorious, if you don't mind me suggesting, is that people say, will this do that? And if it doesn't, you're right there to say yes. Incorrect. If it does, is that what you want? And I've been in the network marketing since 1980. That is one of the weakest things that we all make a mistake to try and help them. So I decided to say that today.
Lovely. So when somebody asks me, what is this product going to do for me? I look them in the eye and I say, I don't know. Your body has a computer that decides what it needs to work on in order for your body to heal itself. The only way I'm going to know what this product is going to do for you is for you to wear it. I'm valuable enough to decide to give this a 90-day trial. Why? Because I know collagen regrows in my body in 90 days. You get to decide what you want, but I'd love to see where you're going to be in 90 days. Are you ready to give this product a try?
Great meeting. Just a great.
All right, you guys.
I want to answer the question
Go for it,
to Kathy Hibbler real quick. Kathy says, my fear is I'm so afraid of not having their answers. And that's okay not to have their answers. What you need to know to do is, and actually I do this all the time, even though I might have the answer, because I may not communicate it the way they need to hear it, if that makes sense. So what you do is point them to a tool. So if they say, you know, I really am somebody that wants to understand the science, I'm not Alex Sabatelli. I'm not going to sit there and talk about systemically and all of these large words that I hardly understand, because Alex is great in it, but I know I suck at it. So I'm going to send him to Alex's video, right? So find the tools that you need to use to help you feel confident that you're going to get them the right answer. And for everybody, that's going to be something different. Now, I can talk about talking to somebody on the phone all the time. I can train them on how to overcome their fear. Those are my specialties, but I don't know science. I don't understand science. I probably cheated to get my way through science in high school. You know, so I send them to the people that I have within my organizations, their videos that are great on science, or to David's. I say, you know, there's a great science video that David did. It's 18 minutes. When are you going to have 18 minutes to watch this video? And that's really important. You have to identify their space and their time so you know when to follow up. Make them have a commitment to that. So, you know, I'll ask them, when are you going to have time to watch this video? If they say 4 o'clock, it's 18 minutes long, I say, okay, I'm going to call you by 4:30. And that, I put it right there in the app to call them back at 4:30. So that's all you have to do. Don't feel fearful that you won't have the answer, because there's nothing wrong in life to say, you know what, I don't have that answer, but I'm going to go find it for you. That's all you have to do.
So I agree. That last part is how Onyx operates. So I know that vulnerability is a wonderful human trait. And I don't know everything. I'm not Google, you guys. I'm just some girl from South Florida. And so when somebody asks me a question and I don't know the answer, I look at them in the eye and say, you know what? That's a really good question. And the truth is, I don't know it yet. So let me find out and I'll get back to you. And you all please find it out and get back to them. That builds huge belief. That builds huge trust. That means to them that they know you're not going to leave them hanging out to dry. You actually care about their questions. It's really, really important to follow back up with them on whatever they're answering. But remember, one of the best things you can be in network marketing is ignorance on fire. And I said this one day on Beanie had a training call, and everybody went crazy. They thought this was the funniest thing. I'm like, I've never said this before. So when you're starting out, not knowing everything, I think is great. Your goal, it's like Kathy said, it didn't take me long. When I started out, you all, I didn't even have any patches. Kathy had a testimonial. I knew the patches work. I understood photobiomodulation. I went through all the information. I said, I'm in. I'm not letting the fact that back then it took 12 days for corporate to ship me my diamond pack get. I picked up the phone and started interacting with people. Nothing was going to get in my way. I was ignorance on fire. And it was a beautiful thing. So don't be afraid to be ignorance on fire. You can build a very large business. My sneakers are still on. I'm not ignorance on fire anymore. I still don't know everything. I probably send David 2 questions a day from you all in the team. I send Kathy questions all the time. You know, some people like to have these real finicky questions about how the comp plan works and how this works. And I understand the comp plan, but the truth is I know the computer will figure it all out. And if you want to know if you're going to get the product introduction bonus about whether or not you're active or not, I might be asking Kathy to make sure I have the right answer. And it's okay not to know it all. It's okay. Your goal is simply to listen to what their radio station is, put the opportunity and the product in a way that they can hear it and not be attached to whether or not they say yes or no. Your goal is just 3 contacts a day. I didn't say 3 yeses a day. I said 3 contacts a day, follow up, invite 1 guest to Zoom. 3 contacts a day, follow up, invite 1 guest to Zoom. It's not 3 yeses a day, you all. You'll get better by doing it consistently and persistently. Just like Kathy and I have. We've done exactly the same thing you've done. Exactly the same. Put a person on my left, put a person on my right. Repeat. Put a person on my left, put a person on my right. Repeat. I just keep going. Just keep building managers. That's exactly what Kathy's doing. I never change. This business is simple. You just keep sponsoring. All right, we've kept you all for so long. And I've talked too much. And Kathy, what a beautiful training. Thank you very, very much. I hope everybody has a beautiful, beautiful day. And 3 people a day, follow up, invite 1 to the Zoom. 3 people a day, follow up, invite 1 to the Zoom. I want to remind everybody that this Friday, I got David to say yes, he's getting on Marcy and Peter's weekly Zoom. So invite people to the Zoom. I've seen the questions that Marcy's created for the call. It's going to be a beautiful call. So invite guests. Absolutely. Let people touch and feel David. It's a wonderful experience. Those of you that have interacted with him, you know what an incredible person he is. And I believe in each and every one of you. Working your business consistently and persistently. We are in a marathon, not a sprint. Sheila, I can't wait to hear how many times you pick up the phone.
Is that call on Friday in the app?
That's an excellent question. Kathy, can you do that?
We'll talk about that after the call.
Okay, great. So that call, just so everybody knows, is at 4 o'clock Eastern, 1 o'clock Pacific on Friday. That's with David and Marcy and Peter. I hope
10 a.m. Hawaii.
Okay, there you go. I hope everybody has a beautiful, beautiful day. I'd be better in Hawaii for sure. Bye, everyone. Have a great day.
Bye-bye.
God bless. Bye-bye.
Awesome call.